All right, hello Taurus. This reading is for you, and I'm focusing this one on your career. So we'll move these cards out of the way. Those are kind of like final messages type vibes. So first card out, we have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright, and then the Hermit card. So let me just look at this here for a second. I'm hearing the word cultivating, especially with this card here. You're clearing out the brush, clearing out, getting rid of things that are unnecessary so that there's, when you tend your garden, you clip away the dead stuff, so that way there's room for new growth. And then the Hermit card here, this is like the beginning of an inward journey where you're really focusing on what's important to you, what works for you, and what's going to be the most nurturing for this goal that you have. And this goal is oriented around wealth, around financial stability, and material growth. And you're really taking this personal here. You're really going within and seeing what works for you and what doesn't work for you. It's great when other people have opinions, but they're not the ones that have to live your life. So yeah, that's really great to see. And then we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Six of Wands in the upright. So these two cards right away is like you feel successful in these endeavors. You feel like you're making headway, you're going somewhere, and it's also feeling like, again, at the beginning stages of really just like nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to hold you back, including your own self-doubt. You will be victorious to come hell or high water as far as you're concerned. And you, even though this is like something that you're kind of doing on your own, because you are very stubborn, you don't feel isolated, you don't feel alone, and you don't feel left out in the cold. Like you feel like you have resources outside of yourself if you need them, but you just haven't needed to pursue that. Not yet, anyway. Then we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse and the Four of Cups in the reverse. So, or excuse me, is this 4 cups or 6 cups? I always get that. 6 cups, sorry, 6 cups in the reverse. So with these two cards coming out, both of them in the reverse together, I feel like this is saying that your home life is suffering for your financial endeavors, your career pursuits. And that it could also be that the reason why you're so focused on the goals that you have and you're really just going inward and doing it your way, and that you'll be successful no matter what, is because it's like do or die. If you fail, then it will be bad. So you're not going to fail. That's where you're at. And I feel like it's saying it's like you're already at the bottom. So there's nowhere to go but up. And you don't feel left out in the cold, but I also feel like the reason why you don't feel left out in the cold is because you're not really you're choosing not to involve anyone in your shit, especially friends and family. You're not letting them know the struggles that you're having. Which sounds like it could be pretty isolating, but with your stubborn ass, you're just like, this is just part of the process. Okay, so go back to the beginning here, the first two cards. To further explain that, we have the Ten of Pentacles, or excuse me, Nine of Pentacles with the After Tarot. So I feel like this is saying that your hard work and your endeavors are going to pay off, because the Nine of Pentacles talks about wish fulfillment. Obviously you're going from the 7 to the 9, and this is, you know, talking about abundance and doing something that wasn't easy, but you still did it and you were really successful at it anyway. This is someone that put in the work. Even though in this card they look like they're living in the epic life of luxury, but they paid their dues. They painstakingly put in the work to get to where they are. And I just heard the kid gloves are off. Like, even though he doesn't have gloves on, it's like you no longer have to tend to you now can afford to pay someone to tend to the things that you were struggling with here. Because of the hard work and determination that you put into this. And then to further explain these two cards here, we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright. So part of the reason why you're so victorious and abundant is because you are really strict with your finances. You are probably too strict with your finances. And I also feel like it's like a type of isolation. Even though I don't think you recognize it as an isolation, you just recognize it as being disciplined. It could be to your detriment, especially for this particular Four of Pentacles, because I mean that's clearly the death dude coming in, and he's so preoccupied with holding on to his money that he's not paying attention to other things. So this could be a warning about making sure you pay attention to your health, paying attention to your family, paying attention to, it could be physical health, could be mental health, paying attention to your relationships, whatever it is you might have left, because I feel like you didn't feel cut off, but I feel like you probably cut off other people or opportunities where you could have had relationships with people, places, and things, but you're like, nope, can't afford that. Can't afford to take off work to go do this fun thing. Can't afford to I don't know, invest in this opportunity because it sounds like a good opportunity, but I'm trying to save my money. This is like a thin line, you know. You have to, it's really easy to go one way or the other. It's like a balancing act. I'm getting like a Two of Pentacles vibe. So it's obviously good to pay attention to your finances, put yourself on a budget and all that stuff, but this is like going like to the extreme. This is like I'm reminded of like a wife swap show where like they save the leftover sauce from everyone's plate from eating spaghetti, and that's disgusting. But like it's like going to like these extremes like that. You're just like, I don't really care what anyone thinks about it. That's this cutting off energy. I don't really care if society thinks that that's acceptable. I'm gonna do it anyway. So then these last two cards here, we have the Star card in the reverse. So this is definitely like cutting yourself off from not just source and your higher self and your spirit guides and angels and whatever your belief system is in that. But like your connection to that, because you are an earth sign, is your family. It is your loved ones. And in this endeavor that you've branched out to be successful financially, you definitely are at a disadvantage. Not financially. I think you're doing great financially. You're going the way you want to go financially, but at what cost, you know? At what cost? There's always got to be a balance. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. And I know you don't like hearing advice that doesn't go with the plan that you have in place. But sometimes there's always a need to be flexible, because the one constant in life is that change is a constant, and it's going to happen whether you like it or not. And dear Taurus, you just always choose to fight that change to your own detriment. You always choose to fight it. And I mean, this is your chance to recognize it and make some changes, or allow change rather, not make changes, allow it to happen instead of fighting it, because you want to be successful. Obviously, we all want to be successful, especially where finances go. And even though you're starting off good, it requires you to adjust. It can't just be all about money. You got to involve other aspects of your life, or else it's going to fall apart. And that is the reading I have for you, Taurus, in regards to your career and finances. I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated. And thanks so much for tuning in. All right, bye-bye.